Sexual Assault Awareness and Prevention Month, and today that means learning about self-defense. Please welcome Catherine Buckley from Krav Maga, Seattle. Welcome.
Thank you.
So what is Krav Maga?
Krav Maga is the Israeli combat system. It was developed for the Israeli military, and it's just a very straightforward, effective self-defense system.
And so that's something that you guys teach?
Yes, we teach it at Krav Maga Seattle.
Okay. You recently had an empowerment seminar. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, so this past Saturday we had our 4th annual Women's Empowerment Seminar, and it was a 3-hour thing, and we had about 70 women there, and they learned some really effective self-defense and Krav Maga techniques that day. So.
Well, let's learn them too. Are you guys ready? So welcome Cho, Lee, and Marlena, who is going to be our person who is defending herself today. You guys have a demonstration, so take it away.
Thank you so much, Mark. So the first thing we're going to work on today is a soft technique, which we use when we don't want to escalate the situation, but we definitely want to make sure we create some space and boundaries. So it can go something like this. Excuse me.
Hi, how can I help you?
So as soon as I grab Marlena's wrist here, as you notice, what she does, she takes the blade of her hand and she puts it through the weakest part of my grip, which is where the thumb and the fingers connect. Now, it really doesn't matter where I grab her, as long as she circles towards that grip, then she's able to get out. Also, if you notice when she does that, she also creates some space and her hands are up. Here, what we call hidden hands. It's just ready just in case things start to escalate in this next example. So now someone's a little bit more threatening, right? And then you definitely feel that their attack could be coming on. I need you to get in the car!
Stop! Get back!
So if you notice right there, Marlena did the exact same technique, but only this time now she created more space, she created a physical boundary, as well as she threw her hands up in the air saying stop. And in this, in any language, means what? It means stop, don't come any closer. And also, if you notice, she used her verbals. Stop, get back, these are alpha commands. Your voice is a very powerful tool. You're telling them exactly what you want them to do. Now, in the worst case scenario here is you've given them these commands, you've set boundaries, but they continue on forward. So what do you do after that? I need you to get in the car!
Stop! Get back!
No, get in the car!
Get back! Let's get back!
Okay, so as you see, Marlena just kicked my butt.
Hello.
So what we also teach our women and our students at Krav Maga Seattle here is that we can when you feel threatened, you can start using what we call combatives, or simple safe strikes that we teach, like the heel of your palm, so palm heel strikes, as well as hammer fists, where the meaty part of your fist, where you're targeting vulnerable areas like the nose, throat, or groin. And obviously the front kick to the groin is a classic but very effective technique. Now, some of the challenges is we don't always have the attacker coming right for us, directly in front of us. What if they're behind, right? So that's a very, very real threat. And we teach that, again, in our Women's Empowerment Seminar and in our classes on how to deal with that. And we're going to show you two. The first attack is a bear hug. Now, what's the danger in a bear hug? Well, I could pick Marlena up and throw her into my van. I could throw her into the ground. So let's see how she addresses it.
Stop! Get back! Get back! Get back! Get back! Let go!
Nice.
Whoa.
So what did she do? As soon as Marlena feels anything come around her waist, she drops her level. She drops her hips low, she widens her base, and she makes herself heavy. It's hard for me to pick her up. From here, though, she doesn't stop. What does she do? She throws elbows. Wow. Anything she can right now. Maybe kick to the groin. As long as my hands start to free up, now she begins to turn in, boom, and face me, and continue that attack until what? Until I'm neutralized and she can get away safely. The last one we're going to cover is what we call a gag and drag. So this is a very scary situation where someone covers your mouth and tries to pull you away somewhere.
Stop! Get back! Get back! Let go!
Ow. All right, so, oh, get my mic falling out here.
Whoa. Yes.
Woo,
You okay over there?
I'm doing good. All right, so Krav Maga, we are a principle-based system. So the first principle of Krav Maga is addressing the immediate danger. And what's the immediate danger here? I'm covering her mouth so she can't use those verbals, those alpha commands to alert people, but also she can't what? She can't breathe. So she's got to address this. So she takes her hands and she plucks down very quickly. So instead of grabbing my hand, going power for power, here, which then I can resist, she's gonna go really quickly down so that I can't react in time. Once that's there, she's free to breathe and talk and yell and start striking my groin and then work her way out until she neutralizes the threat.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I shouldn't laugh. I mean, none of this is funny. Anybody can be in this situation, but these are practical things. For example, the striking with the meat of your hand is something you can do if you're not a boxer and you don't know how to do these things. These seem female appropriate.
Right, right. The hammer fist is a really popular strike that we teach, and Krav Maga, one of the principles is using instinctual movements, and so this is sort of an instinctual thing that even a toddler, 2 or 3 years old, throwing a tantrum, they start doing this, right? So it's an easy strike to learn.
That is really interesting information. So we can come to your website and find out more about classes and
yeah. So we
people.
run tons of Krav Maga and other classes throughout the week. You can do your first class is always free, so check us out at kmseattle.com.
Very good. We'll be right back. Age range.